It's draft day. I know I may look a little intimidating in this suit, and by little, I mean a lot. So if it makes you feel more comfortable, this is what it looks like in the back. Draft day is going to be split up into 3 easy steps. Step 1, prepare for the draft. Step 2, do the draft. Step 3, look at how we did in the draft. And now step 1, preparing for the draft, is split into 3 other steps. Step 1, get our draft order. Step 2, get some advice on the draft. Step 3, practice makes perfect, baby. I don't know what I'm doing with this accent, I'm sorry.
You're a fake and a fraud.
For the draft order, I wanted to do a horse race, but instead of horses, use people.
Huh?
I'm kidding. We're just gonna use 2D football players on a 100-yard rush. I went to the site, I input all of the players' names in the league. I let people choose their colors if they had a special color. I chose purple. Purple rain, purple rain. Woo!
Okay.
I then shuffled up the order about 28 times. Don't ask me why I did that number. I don't know. I was just feeling it in the universe, in the world. I felt it. I was clicking. Got to 28 and I was like, you know what? We're good. After that, I was ready to go, or so I thought.
Oh
The next page decided to tempt me
no!
with adding luck to myself so that I was basically guaranteed the win. But I denied my temptation and I ended up not even needing it. I left those mother in the dust. Ugh.
I did it! Ah! I did it!
After finding out that I had pick 1, I kind of want to just go in and just raw dog the whole thing.
Huh?
And go crazy.
Huh?
Like just be a for real beginner, not know a dang thing. But then my friend MJ told me,
Get some help.
so help I sought in my community, in my co-commissioner, and in online experts.
I'm proud of you, you know that.
And you know I took notes.
Nerd.
I'm always take notes. Always.
Nerd.
Put it in reverse, Terry!
Here are the notes from Twitch. For quarterback, they recommended Aaron Rodgers or Mahomes.
I'm here. I'm here.
Some others they brought up was Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, Jets defense, 49ers defense. And they told me, above all, don't pick anybody on the Cowboys or the Browns.
Well, let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there.
Their reasoning was they have not been contenders in 20 years.
You didn't have to say it.
So that's when I realized, like, when it comes to football, a lot of it is just a lot of bias and favorites and least favorites.
You're right.
So I just gotta figure out who my favorites are for myself.
You're right again.
I still wrote what they said down though, just in case.
Nerd.
Just in case.
Nerd.
My co-commissioner's advice was a lot more open-minded, which is beneficial for me learning everything for myself, but it was not so beneficial for me being stressful and just wanting all the answers.
Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Just give it! Damn!
I'm just gonna say it as if y'all don't already know all this, and y'all are the beginners.
Do I look stupid to you?
Yes!
First, he said to get familiar with my draft order. He basically said that auto draft would be my best friend when it comes to practicing, like do a whole lot of mock drafts. So I get familiar with who I will see when my turn comes around so I don't run down the clock, because when I get a pick, I'll have about 2 minutes to decide who I'm gonna pick. And that time goes by fast if you don't know what you're doing or you don't know any of the options available to you. Future Britney input. I still would not be prepared for my draft due to human error, aka free will. But in a good way.
How?
He also recommended that I choose players that I personally want to root for. I'm gonna have this team for the months in the future. I don't know how long this lasts actually. Because why not root for someone that you like? Duh. However, he did give me one clear answer, which was to definitely take McCaffrey first. This little piece of advice is the one piece of advice that I will say everybody that I went to said. They all said take McCaffrey. All the TikToks, all the YouTube videos, all the friends, they said take McCaffrey first.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
And with that, probably should not get anybody else on the 49ers because that can add to like overlap. Because if a wide receiver scores, that's McCaffrey not scoring. You get what I'm saying?
No.
All my eggs in the McCaffrey basket. And I'm okay with that because he's my pick number 1. So he better be worth the whole team. Based off of his advice and the chat, I went ahead and made a projected list of, in a perfect world, who I would get.
Nerd.
This list is based on talent, personalities, and who I would like to root for. Don't call my handwriting bad. It is doctor-worthy handwriting. Doctor-worthy handwriting.
Are you sure about that?
And if you can't read it, now to expert advice. I watched this 38-minute long video from Notorious Fantasy where he put all of the picks that he would pick for the pick 1 spot in a 12-person league. And I took notes.
Nerd.
Remember, doctorly handwriting.
Okay.
After watching him draft, I decided it was time for me to go check out drafting on my own. So to start, I just let auto draft do it. In the first spot, 12-person league, and I went and saw like who popped up the most, who was the most recommended from the experts on that website. Doctor level handwriting. After watching the experts and the auto draft work, I decided it was time for me to take the wheel. And maybe I was a little too ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I think I'm addicted to mock drafts.
I'm only human, after all.
I ended up staying up for hours, till 11 a.m. in the morning, just doing mock draft after mock draft after mock draft after mock draft after mock draft. Just so many mock drafts. I needed help.
Please don't go. It's great having you here.
Listen to this voice note from that time.
After literal non-stop
Listen
hours
to the sound.
of drafts.
Those are drafts going on in the background.
What the hell? But I think I'm prepared.
Well,
I was going through it. Funny thing is, after doing all those mock drafts with the same plan, I just changed my mind out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, I'll be honest. I was brought to my senses by a couple of TikToks and YouTube videos.
My source is that I made it up.
So my game plan at this point was to go McCaffrey first, and for my second or third, I wanted to grab Sam Laporta. He's a rising tight end in the league, and I really like him. However, they said that wide receivers and running backs have a way bigger drop-off, which means that if I skip off on some really good ones on this turn, when it comes back to me, I may not have a chance to get those really good wide receivers and running backs that I could have got in my spot 2 and 3.
You were correct. It's fact.
So sadly, I had to let go of Laporta.
I'll never let go.
I had to let go of Laporta. And honestly, if he came to me later, like on 4 or 5, then I could grab him. But if he doesn't, I can just go with somebody else. So what I'm saying is I completely ditched my game plan on game day. Don't do this.
Don't do it.
Or maybe do this.
You do, baby.
It worked out.
How?
Now I was officially ready for a draft day.
Finally!
Side note, I'm wearing this Snuggie because while I was doing my drafts, staying up all night, I slept through our original draft time. So I woke up, had to get ready really quick and go to the draft. And that's why I'm looking so snazzy right now. I was supposed to wear this on draft day, but like I said, addiction.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
I pressed start the draft, and the draft had begun. So for pick 1, as a beginner, I have to go with the community's overall consensus number 1 pick, which is McCaffrey.
Let's lock that in.
Not to mention, mans is built like a horse.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And by the time it came my turn to pick again, due to some unexpected picks, I was met with the problem of too many options. After weighing out the options, and getting a little overwhelmed with the options, I'm going through it. For my pick 2, I went with Isaiah.
Lock that in.
And now for my pick 3, I knew I needed a really good wide receiver as they were leaving the board pretty quick. So I decided to go with a safe wide receiver as coined by Notorious Fantasy. And I clicked Cooper Kupp.
Baby, lock that in and let's go to the next town.
Ooh. And after 22 picks, I'm back in the hot seat again with my pick number 4. And for this one, I got really lucky with an amazing quarterback. On my notes, I had him for my pick number 3. And this is my 4th turn, 22 picks later. CJ Stroud. Lock it in. Plus, he really looks like John Legend. And I really, really, really like that song right now that goes like,
We're just ordinary people.
My pick 5, I went back to my notes and my team is pretty like decked out right now. So I decided to go with somebody who I knew was pretty good and reliable. D. Smith, wide receiver for the Eagles. Let's lock it in. I'm not gonna lie, I got quite cocky after this pick because looking at my team, it was getting quite stacked up.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
It's back my turn with my number 6 and 7 pick. And for these 2 people, I didn't really even practice with them at all because with auto pick, they would already be gone by my turn. So by human error, they fell right into my hands and I would be stupid not to take them. They're literally right there. Mr. T. Higgins and Aaron Jones. Right into my hands.
Lock them in.
Now after these 2 picks, I really knew that I had it going on. I felt like the Avengers at this moment. I had so many good people on this team, so many unexpected. It was like I was living in the highest timeline and I was the Avengers. That's what it felt like. So now watching these picks go by, waiting for my 8th and 9th pick, I experienced getting sniped for the first time. I really, really, really wanted Calvin Ridley. I wanted a Titan on my team.
What?
And he got so close. He got to literally 1 pick away from me. And of course, he took him.
No!
I wanted to complete my board by getting a tight end, and literally somebody that I had planned for in my literal best case scenario fell right into my hands once again. I have so many people falling into my hands. Like I just feel so lucky. Mr. Jake Ferguson from the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's lock him in.
And this secured my ticket to the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show, baby. For my 9th pick, I went right back to my notes. And the only one who was across every board every single time was D. Johnson. Oh, Johnson is a good pick right now. They actually had him getting picked in the 7th round. D. Johnson. Lock it in. This is when I got a little sidetracked, decided to put a little meme in the chat. It was quite funny at first, but the longer I looked at him, Trevor Noah got really kind of creepy.
Sometime later.
10th and 11th pick, back to me. I went with Mr. T. Spears from the Tennessee Titans, a running back, because I needed me a Titan on the team.
Why?
Lock it in. Now for my 11th pick, I noticed that some kickers have already been leaving the board pretty early, so I decided to secure the best kicker in the league, Mr. Aubrey. Lock it in. He literally secured a 66-yard field goal in the offseason. Insane. For my 12th pick, top of the list, recommended Mr. Romeo Doves. Romeo. Let's lock it in. My team is looking so snazzy, like me right now, that I could go ahead and lock in a pretty good defense. So I locked in the Ravens.
Much later.
Back to me again with my pick number 14 and 15. So I went right back to my notes.
Nerd.
And I peeped that Notorious Fantasy had Jalen Polk for pick number 10. And I'm on pick number 14. So I went right ahead and locked in Mr. J. Polk. Let's lock it in. Pick number 15 is probably the only one that y'all are going to be looking at me like,
Brother, what's that?
and I'll be honest,
Take responsibility for my own life or blame you. Ding, 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 ding. Blame you.
they got in my head. They got in my head. They started talking about bye weeks. I was confused. I thought bye week was like each player could pick their bye week, you know, like people get time off. But no, the whole team gets a bye week. So I locked in the LA Rams quarterback. Let's lock it in.
Soon after.
Wait, the whole team has a bye week?
Yeah.
Guys, I thought y'all meant players. How I'm feeling after that? So good. I think I got the best team in the world. Look at my team. What you think? What you think?
Nice.
So proud of myself. I did pretty good. And now we're back in real time, all caught up, and it's time to meet our players and shake their hand.
I'm gonna shake your hand.
Welcome to The Battalions by Brittany. Our quarterback, Mr. CJ Stroud, Houston Texans. Some traits he has: calm, intentional speaker. He's quiet, but intentionally quiet.
Huh?
Like, he's not just quiet, if you know what I'm saying. Or maybe I'm glazing. Maybe I'm glazing. He's a leader, and he's a sweetie. Look at him being a little sweaty.
Come here.
Yeah, favorite John Legend. What would I do without CJ Stroud on my magical fantasy team? I got him quite early, he fell right into my hands.
You thought you ate that?
We're close in age. He was born October 3rd, 2001. I was born November 10th, 2002. So we're just like a year apart. And that's pretty sweet to like see someone your age doing so great on such a big stage. Maybe I'm glazing. As I go through these, I'm going to give them nicknames. So for Mr. CJ Stroud, the legend. Because John Legend? However, if he pisses me off one game or doesn't play as good, I would call him Lawn Judgend. Like, really, Lawn? Really, Lawn Judgend? Really? Next, we have our running back number 1, Christian McCaffrey, San Francisco 49ers. He's a football breather.
I put my all into this. I love to compete. You know, I grew up with 3 brothers.
He's all solid muscle. Like I said earlier, stallion. And then our 4th point, happy wife, happy fantasy scores. Now this one doesn't mean anything. I just wanted to show y'all how freaking gorgeous his wife is. This woman is a goddess. So for his nickname, he seems quite serious, quite strong, quite reliable, quite solid. So that had me thinking about earlier when I was going through the Avengers. And I decided Iron Man.
What was that?
Next is our running back number 2, Isaiah Pacheco.
Let's go! Let's go!
He's from the Kansas City Chiefs. He has good energy despite adversity. He actually lost both of his siblings, both to murder, which is such a horrific thing to experience. However, he still has such good energy and carries them with him as he succeeds and goes on in life, which is really a beautiful thing to see. He's 25 years young. He has the nickname Pop, and he loves to dance. That's funny, because I also like to dance. Match made in coach teammate heaven, if you do say so myself. What? Match made in.
Have you ever had a dream that you do
Match made in coach teammate heaven, if I do say so myself.
you could do anything?
So for him, I decided let's just stick to his regular nickname, but make it a little bit more personal to us. So I went with Pops. Get it? Pops. Next up, Mr. Cooper Kupp, wide receiver number 1 on our team. Los Angeles Rams, 31 years young. He already has the nickname Coop, which is a pretty cool nickname, I can't lie. And he's married to his college sweetheart. Aww. That's so cute.
Yes, it is.
Now for his nickname, I like Coop, but I'll make it a little more personal once again. So let's call him Coop.
Funny, funny.
Next, our wide receiver number 2, Devonta Smith. He's from the Philadelphia Eagles. He's 25 years young. And he's going to catch that ball regardless. Insert the clip.
Down the far side of the field. Leaping reception.
Damn!
Some nicknames he already has are Slim Reaper, Skinny Batman, and Rubber Band Man. So I already had options. I decided the best one was Skinny Batman.
Funny, funny.
Now for our tight end, Mr. Jake Ferguson, Dallas Cowboys, 25 years young. He has a really nice smile.
I like that
smile. And he's about it.
I'll fight you right now.
He has a good personality. And as my ladies would say, spicy white. So from that, I'd like to give him the nickname Fergie. Hit it, Fergie. And now it is time for our kicker, Mr. Brandon Aubrey. He's a kicker for the Dallas Cowboys, 29 years young. He already has the nickname Butter Aubrey. I kind of like it. Butter, butter, butter. Smooth like butter. He's very into spirituality and breathwork. That resonates with me because I'm really into spirituality and breathwork as well. And he got that boot in him.
What did he say?
Wait, not in him. He has that boot on him. A 66-yard touchdown. Field goal. Of course, I went with the nickname Butter.
Butter go. The dog with the butter. Butter go. I want the butter on him.
We have Mr. Aaron Jones, running back 1 on the Vikings. He has good energy and he's really, really sweet. He was in a video being super nice to fans. I really like that. His nickname was Shoddy Me.
Huh?
But I know I'm not pronouncing it right. So I'll go with his second nickname, which is A-Train. Next, T. Higgins, wide receiver number 2 on the Bengals. He has pretty sweet eyes. I decided to nickname him Tiger King. Next, we got Ty Spears. He's running back number 2 for the Titans. And like everyone else on the team, he's giving off good energy and he's just a nice young man. The nickname I like to give him is Titan, because he's my Titan on the team. Next, we got Jalen Polk. W picture, by the way. He's a wide receiver backup on the Patriots. Once again, nice young man. I said polka dot. Get it? Because he's always on the dot with the catches and he always catches it like that. Okay. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver number 1 on the Panthers. Confident, cool, calm, collected. All the good C's. And he's self-proclaimed as Juice. So I'm going to let him have that nickname, Mr. Juice. Next up, we have Mr. Romeo Doubs, wide receiver number 3 on the Packers. He has a really humble demeanor and stoic. They coined him as the quiet assassin because of this. However, I just want to call him Romeo because Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Next, our final person on the team, Matthew Stafford. He is our quarterback on the Rams. He is extremely experienced and smart. They call him Captain Comeback. However, I just want to call him Maddie. I like Maddie, so that's his nickname, Maddie. Last but not least, we have our defense. Our defense is the Baltimore Ravens. Anyways, that's my team. I feel like I have a pretty good understanding on most of them. However, I'm really excited to get to know them more and more each week as I watch and I really get into the fantasy football energy. And I hope y'all watch with me and see how my team goes and send me some advice because I know it's going to get a whole lot more tricky from here. There's apparently trades, there's a waiver wire, a whole lot of things that I am completely unprepared for.
She wasn't ready.
But I was unprepared for the draft and I think I did pretty good. So I'm really, really, really excited. Let me know how you think I did. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Fantasy Football Noob. And peace out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Brit Ball. Episode 2. Welcome to Brit Ball. Tired of lames? Join my crew. Copyright free music. Copyright free music. Copyright free music. Boom, 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 boom. Party, 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 party. Copyright free. That ain't my real hair.